it's Darlene and welcome to my channel. She's back. Yes, I am. Where have I been? This is what this video is about. Where have I been? What's been going on? What is the major life change that we made? About 2 months ago it started. So without further ado, let's jump in. All right, first and foremost, if you are subscribed to my channel, thank you so much for sticking with me, you guys. I know I've been MIA for like 2 months now, I think it's been. But a lot has been going on. We have a different scenery. Ta-da! If you follow me on Instagram, you already know. For those of you that don't, you're looking at Connecticut. So welcome to Connecticut, you guys. I'm so excited. It is stunningly beautiful here. So we'll talk about, so yes, we sold our home. And for those of you that are going, but you just put in a pool. Yes, I did. And it helped us sell our house in 16 hours. So we did that and we found our dream house. Well, like anything, and I do apologize, it's going to echo, the ceilings are, oh my Lord, I have no idea, very, very tall. And there's not a lot of furniture in here. We haven't unpacked boxes because there is a lot of construction. The entire interior of the house had to be painted. So right now everything is primed and that is a continual, you know, it's gonna take another 3 or 4 days. So to get that all done. And then we're taking down walls. This is a big to-do, not a minor cosmetic undertaking. This is a huge undertaking. But why did we do it? Why did we decide to make this huge life change, right? And move to Connecticut. And then what's been going on, I'll touch base with what's been going on, like with my health journey, and go from there. Now, I will say I wanted to get, this is the first day that I've actually, if you hear banging, I do have construction people downstairs, but I'm hoping that you won't. This is the first day that my kid's been in school for a week and a half, loves it. Matthew is so happy here, so much happier here, and I'll explain. And my husband is at a hospital about 25 minutes from here. For the last 20 years, he's been driving over an hour every day. So it's great. So so let's start from the beginning. Why, right? Because that's a big question. Why make this big transition? Okay. Texas was never going to be our dream state. You know, it wasn't like this is where we're going to retire. Both my husband and I, for different reasons, wanted to live in New England. We weren't sure where. New Hampshire, Maine, Connecticut, Massachusetts. Didn't matter. That was our dream. We wanted 4 seasons. We missed that. We're originally from San Francisco, so we're used to driving 3 hours and having snow, and more used to mountains and oceans and nature. And there's not a lot of that in Texas, not where we live. And so my husband's 63, just turned 63 a few months back. And so at 65, we were going to start looking. And now I have tried very, very hard, and I think I've done a pretty good job of keeping politics off of my channel. Sometimes I touch base a little bit on Instagram, but really I keep it out. Unfortunately, it's not really political in my eyes. It unfortunately has become political, but I don't see it politically. This is probably, you're like kind of confused, right? So it'll make sense. So in our state, in the state of Texas, the vaccination rate is like 51%. We live in Montgomery County, which means it's a more rural country living. You guys have seen you've seen everything, my whole house. And so the vaccination rate is literally like 50%. There is an anti-mask mandate in Texas. And let me just preface this. Y'all don't have to think the way I do. I'm just telling you my story, okay? This is our family's decision. This is what we believe. This is how we want to live. So y'all can believe it in any way, shape, or form the way you want. So please, no judgment. I'm not throwing judgment. Well, there will be some judgment thrown when it comes to my son, but otherwise, you know, just, okay. You know what I'm saying? Let's be kind here. So, for us, we live in, you know, a very low vaccinated state, county, and there's an anti-mask mandate, meaning even if the schools wanted to, the governor of Texas, he's no longer my governor, the governor of Texas has basically said you can't implement masks, and our positivity rate was very, very high. And the amount of crazy that was going on, and this has nothing to do with Republican and Democrat, just the amount of crazy that was going on was just mind-boggling, like mind-boggling to me. And my son was being bullied at school because, not because he's vaccinated, but because he wore a mask. He had to wear a mask because 90% of the school isn't vaccinated. So he was being bullied, and when I say bullied, he was being thrown up against the wall and stuff. And I spoke to his AP biology teacher, and she's like, this is the worst year I've ever had in my entire career. The amount of disciplinary actions that have been taken against kids has been horrible. They had to lock the bathrooms. People were getting beat up. There's fights. My son was scared to go to school. As a mother, make no mistake, you lay a hand on my child, I was livid. The principal quit. The vice principal that was designated to my son, they have 4 or 5 of them, said, I didn't think I was going to make it. Like, if this is the way it was going to be, like, literally, they all agreed. It's horrible. It's as if the kids, they're, not all of them, of course, and my son wasn't the only one being bullied, but the kids have forgotten how to be human beings. That was we had been contemplating, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. It was also very anti-Semitic language. It was anti-LGBTQ. They used the N-word. I mean, we're talking everything I do not want my child, and I've raised 2 daughters, and they certainly do not use that language, and they certainly believe that people have the right to be who they want to be, to love who they want to be, to believe in what they want to be, as long as it's not hateful, right? Okay, so I'm still getting a little fired up about it because you just don't mess with my kid, right? My kid's trying to do the right thing, right? In my eyes, anyways. So we started really looking, and the market, I don't know wherever you are, but I know the market in Texas and the market here, the market in California, my daughter's in the process of trying to buy a house, is insane. And things go very, very quickly, and of course we can't just hop on a plane. And so at one point we just decided, you know what, that's it. We're making this decision. We're gonna move, we're gonna do it. So we started looking, and we were looking originally in New Hampshire, Maine, different states, and because of what my husband does for a living, these states are so small compared to Texas, it didn't matter where we lived. So we weren't tied down to it had to be this county or this town. It could be anywhere where we wanted to live, which you would think would open up a lot of doors, but the market is so tough here, so tough for what we wanted. We wanted a lake view. Here, let me show you. I just said all this stuff, right? And probably got a few people riled up, I'm sure. I won't apologize for it. I'm a mother. It's how I feel. I think you all know by now that I believe in masks. I do, especially if you cannot or will not get vaccinated. That's, you know, I'm laying it out there, right? But it's your decision. But when your decision affects other people, like not wearing a mask, then that's where I have an issue with things. Okay. So my husband was also very, you know, we were going to do this in a year and a half anyways. we're like, you know what, let's just go. We're miserable. I mean, my husband was miserable at work. He had a doctor that screamed at him. The doctor was in anger management for his 4th time. That should say something right there. He's like, I am too old for this crap. I have served this country for 24 years. By the way, that's a patriot, not someone that tears down the American flag to put up any other flag. A patriot is a person that serves this country, not tries to tear it down. Now, that's where I will leave it again, I don't know. It's become political, right? So that's where I'll leave it, right? I'll leave it there. I don't want to dive too much into it. That's not what my channel is about, but this is about why we made this big move. And that is a huge part of it. Connecticut, let me switch gears now. Connecticut, depending where in Connecticut, it's over 90% vaccinated rate. The county that we live in, it's like 95 to 98% vaccinated. And there is a mask mandate. There's a beautiful 45-acre lake behind us. Let me show you some beautiful pictures. It's frozen. And yes, there's ice skating on it. My son doesn't know how to ice skate, so he's gonna learn. Then of course, when it thaws, there's islands out there where the kids, it's a swimmable lake. We didn't have that in Texas. Swim out, there's like rope swings. Everybody, the kids here are so nice. In fact, okay, so I know I'm jumping all over the place. So we made the move. So I think what I'll do is go into more detail about, well, I don't know how much of this. I will do before and afters for each of the rooms that are being done, and show you pictures. That's a whole different video, and gosh knows, who knows when it's gonna finish. And we did buy new furniture, and I'll share that with you, because you know, my house, my furniture in Texas, we brought so much of it. Not a lot, but like a lot of boxes. Oh Lord, God help me. So I'll go through all of that, I think, in a different video. How did we choose Connecticut? Okay, well, we were looking in Maine and Connecticut. We had narrowed it down to those. Maine is really far up there. Love Maine, but I realized in looking at the homes virtually with my realtor that I was drawn to Connecticut. It's more centralized, so we live 20 minutes from New York. My son is ecstatic about going to visit New York City and seeing the Statue of Liberty, as am I. I've never been there. So we're 20 minutes from there. We're 20 minutes from the beach. We live on a mountain, and then there's 450 acres of natural preserve. So we live on a mountain, but yet 5 minutes from civilization. And our neighbors are freaking phenomenally wonderful. Everyone is very welcoming thus far. And we've not experienced a whole lot of Connecticut at all. We haven't left Fairfield County. We did drive here. That was an experience, and I'll share that in a different video, but we put our house up and sold it because there was a house we wanted to put an offer on. 9 offers went in. This is the kind of, yeah, it was rough. And we didn't get that house. So for about a week, I was homeless, in the sense that my house is sold and I don't have a new house. And I looked everywhere in Connecticut. We wanted something waterfront, or at least with a water view. And my agent, she's amazing, Mel. She is what's called, and I want to share this information with you for those that are military. Former military, current military, retired military, doesn't matter. There are agents and loan agents, real estate agent, loan agents, that do something called Homes for Heroes. I never knew this. And what is the benefit of that? They give money back to you. So they give a % back to you at closing. It's actually a check that's mailed to you. Ours was over $5,000 that they take out of their own pocket, their own proceeds, and give to you. So she is freaking awesome. She is used to, I can't say enough great things about Mel. She was available 24/7. If a home came up, she had that seller's disclosure to me like in minutes. And then she was at the house the minute that we could see it. And then we would do a virtual walkthrough, right? A Zoom walk through and, you know, either yay, nay, put an offer in. No, but there wasn't a lot of inventory at all, you guys. Like, the inventory here is, oh, so small. Now, what's funny is she said to me, she's very Christian, and she said, because we lost the house, I cried when we lost the house. It was on an island, Fairfield County. It was great. Much smaller, 1,000 square foot smaller than this house. And it was a lake view, not a lake front. And she said, God will put you in the house you're supposed to be in. And I'm like, oh, okay, you know, like, I know, but you know, you're still upset. So, I had put this house in a folder on realtor.com because it was over budget, of course. But I left it there. And a month later, so during this transition where I was homeless, it popped up and they had dropped the price just enough to put it in our range, right? And my agent called immediately, said, hey, is there any offers? Yes, but they didn't meet asking, okay, what the sellers were asking. So we gave them everything they wanted. Truly. And we got the home. And it was a long, horrible process. Not so much on this end. My buyers, on the other hand, whole different story. Just horrible, horrible, horrible. It was horrible. I can't even say that word enough. It turns out that the mother was a realtor from Southern California, not Northern. Southern California, and she just made our life miserable. I mean, it was just horrible. But we stood our ground. We had a backup offer of cash, $15,000 over. It was, so we didn't, I wish we could have got rid of them. Unfortunately, we couldn't. And you know, like I said, every single thing happens for a reason. I look at that and go, oh my God, the stress and everything. But it all led us to this home, which will, after we're renovating, will be our dream home. It's very beautiful. We love it. We love the neighborhood, the rocks. I mean, the limestone. You drive through, and I mean, this house was originally built in 1940, the bottom, and then they added the addition. We don't know when they added the addition. So there was this, sold our house, and then we had to drive here. So we rented a B&B. Barbara, freaking awesome. Love her, so sweet, because she allowed us to bring our pets. Very pet friendly, and it was 5 minutes from my son's school, because we needed to stay there for about a week. Did that, and then we loaded up the cats, loaded up the kid, the dog, and moved to Beverly. Moved to Connecticut. Oh, it was fun. No, actually it wasn't as bad. We had the most beautiful weather all the way here. We spent 3 nights. So I think we drove from here to then Tennessee. And I think maybe, I don't know how much of this video, like, you know, I think that I'm gonna do like the selling of the house and the traveling and stuff like that. But we drove like the first day from Texas to Tennessee. Oh, I wanna say we went through Alabama. That took forever because we weren't going the width, we were going straight up. So we were in Alabama for an entire day. And then we stopped at the very tip of Alabama. I wanted to make it to Tennessee, but I got food poisoning, of course, because I ate Arby's. Yeah, that should tell you how my diet was going with the traveling. And I got food poisoning, so we stopped. And then we made it to a town, a larger town. I live in a very small town, like 9,000 people, population of 9,000. So we just rented, and I had all these points, so it didn't cost us anything because we haven't traveled because of the coronavirus. We haven't traveled anywhere. So we had all these points, so it was great. So we stayed a week, 5 days, while because we didn't have any furniture. We arrived before our movers by like 5 days. So we just stayed at a hotel, pet friendly, in a bigger town, about 20 minutes from the house. So it was good. We could slowly like, you know, we had suitcases and stuff, and we would leave the cats here, and then check on them every day because they were, you know, we're getting used to things. June was with us because obviously we have to take her out. And what's interesting is, so we drove those 3 days, and the very next day, when we got here to a town a little over, we got to Danbury. Danbury is the town. A blizzard hit. Did y'all read about that? We had an actual blizzard. It's freaking awesome. Like we didn't have to drive in it or anything. We did that, and we've had no trouble. We live on a mountain that literally has like maybe a lane and a quarter, so you have to move over, and now there's snow, right? So it's interesting. We drive the biggest vehicle probably on the Texas truck. So we had our first blizzard, which was really interesting. When we first got to the house, there was no heat. One of the pipes had burst, but no water because everything is still frozen. Mitchell Oil, they have oil here. Oh my God, I have so much to say about living in Connecticut. Different video. Trying to give you just like the highlights. Anyways, they came out at 6 o'clock at night, fixed it up. We haven't had an issue since. In fact, during the day, this is all windows. I'm not going to show you because it's a mess, y'all. And I want to show you it when it's pretty. Well, I want to show before and afters. So the whole back of this is all windows and 3 sliding glass doors that open up to a little bit of a deck that you can walk then downstairs. And then all of that is the lake. But let me show you some pretty pictures here of the lake too that I've taken. How do I feel thus far? Pretty freaking awesome. My son, most importantly, my son started school last week. The registrar, prior to, you know, us moving here, she had everything ready. The counselor met with us but the Friday before he was gonna start, gave them a tour, showed us where, you know, told us where the bus was. There's a couple kids that live on this street that take the bus. He's been in school about a week and a half, loves it, has become a whole different kid, like loves it. He just has made all these friends already, and he's talking to girls. He doesn't watch my channel, so I can say that. He's not afraid to go to school. He looks forward to it. He loves it. And he's excited about playing sports when spring comes around. He's excited about, you know, getting out on the lake and ice skating. I don't know how that's gonna go, but you know, he's happy. Happy kid, happy parents, and especially Mama Bear here. So he loves it. He was so excited to move. He was beyond. So that's awesome. Me and my husband love it. When we drive anywhere, we are in awe of the beauty that is Connecticut. The nature, you know, I mean, it sounds so probably weird to people maybe, but it is one of the most beautiful places that I've ever lived. And I've lived in California, and I've been to Tahoe, and it is truly probably the most beautiful place that I've ever lived. It has just such history, right? Because it is one of the first states. So there's so much history and old homes and beauty, and they're very conscious about keeping the forests and the lakes and the natural beauty, and I appreciate that. Let's not tear everything down and, you know, make track homes. You know, again, I've seen a very small portion of Connecticut, so I can't say, you know, how the rest of Connecticut is, but where we've been, and we've been to the DMV, which was a horrid nightmare. There's a lot of little towns, a lot of times you don't even get, but they have a mall, they have a Nordstrom's, but it's farther away. But they do have a Cheesecake Factory. We ate there, and you know, we're able to eat in restaurants again because, again, it's just different here. So, and the people that we've met, 99 with the exception of the DMV, have been so friendly and so helpful. The neighbors, I was on the Facebook page, nothing about politics, nothing rude, nothing about this or that. It's just about helping your neighbor. I'm looking for this. I'm looking for a plumber or an electrician or whatever. Taking pictures of the beautiful lake. But it is, and it's so refreshing because the Facebook page or nextdoor.com, which was what it was in Texas. Oh God, y'all, y'all. And I'm not saying all of Texas, okay? It's where I lived. There are very progressive areas of Texas, okay? There are different areas. Texas is very large. I'm only talking about my corner of the world and how we perceived it. Again, we enjoyed Texas up until a certain point, and then crazy came out, and that's how I'm gonna word it. So, anyways, we love it. Our house? Okay. So what was it like? So I won't talk about what it's like in this video to walk into a home that you've never seen in person. That'll be a whole different video. I'll talk about the selling and the buying of a house, and then we'll do, the renovations and stuff like that. What else has been going on? Okay. That obviously is a huge, huge thing. Selling a house and buying a house across the country unseen was intense. There were a few moments that I literally bawled my eyes out, that I thought, am I insane? Are we crazy? And then we realized the moment we sold our house and we left, here's some video of what the house looks like empty. I was like, this doesn't even, y'all, if there's a piece of advice I can give you, right? A house is a house, okay? It is just 4 walls, a roof, right? Floors. It's what you put into it that makes it a home. So I feel, personally. So when all of my belongings were gone, I looked at it and I was like, it's just a house. It's not a home. It wasn't a home anymore, right? It's just a house. Do I regret our decision? Not one iota. You probably could answer that, right? Not one bit. I love it here. Again, we're 3 weeks in, maybe? I think we're about 3 weeks in. I don't know. Time is so crazy right now. We're only been in the house about a week and a half, and we were at the hotel for about a week and a half. So yeah, I'd say we're about 3 weeks in. That's... But we've met the majority of our neighbors. I will say, the minute I joined the Facebook, I had neighbors saying, oh, we saw you at the school. My son, if you need anything, please let me know. And, hey, when you're ready, we'll drive you around town. Or, hey, because you can walk around this lake. I don't know how far it is. And Lord knows I'm way out of shape compared to these people, I'm sure. But we're not there yet. I can't, I got to focus on getting rid of this right there. I'm gonna put a picture. It's behind me. I'm staring at it and it's coming down. It has a flue in it. You guys, I'll tell again story, but there's walls that need to column, whatever, need to come down. So part of that hammering is the first part. This weekend will be the second part, and then that will be able to come down. So that's where we are. Now, health, let me just briefly, I finally stepped on the scale because it was packed away and we found it, because we're not unpacking anything because they're still painting, and it's not, every room except one in this house needed paint. So have I been, no. Total failure. I gained like 4 pounds back from the last time that I weighed in. I will get back on track with that, but right now we can't even put our dishes away or anything like that because all the cabinets are, their dust is, no. So we've been just either ordering, and we don't really order fast food, but we're ordering food, and it's just, it's not real conducive to trying to stay with a specific health plan. But I will tell you, I have 12 stairs now. This is a split level. So I walk up and down the stairs about 100 times a day. so definitely more active here, that's for sure. How are the animals loving it? Okay. June is a freaking snow dog. Freaking snow dog. Here's some video of June. She rolls in it, she eats it, she loves it. She lays there. She lays in the snow. She's crazy. But I knew this from her because I didn't know how she would react to snow. But in Texas, when the weather would get cold, she'd run around and just enjoy life more. And when it got humid, she was like me, and it'd be like, I don't want to go outside. I want to be in air conditioning. Like, I'm hot right now with all the sun. And it's 30 something degrees today. Oh, and I've been in minus 10 degrees. I have new clothes to show you. My daughter got me the best Icelandic jacket. And so I've been wearing. I hear it all day. The cats, okay, so for those of you that don't know, that don't follow me on Instagram, I think I mentioned this in a video prior, that Beto had a brain tumor, before we left. I mean, we found out because he was going blind. And we had all intention of, as long as quality of life was there, but there was one day where he just was laying there panting, not being able to breathe. Thank God my husband was home, and I'm like, and we rushed to the vet. They were waiting for us. We had the best vet, I swear, the best vet in Texas. And they were waiting for us. They took him in, we followed. We all knew that it was time to put him down. And that's what we did. And it was really sad and horrible. And, we were crying so much that the vet and the assistant had tears in their eyes, and the vet was a guy. It was pretty bad. Arrow is the black cat. That's my daughter's cat. So he stayed with my daughter. Ivy and Molly. Molly's the fluffy one that's Meryl, and then Ivy's the one that I always say is a dog in a cat's body. Molly transitioned and she's the one that hid under the bed for 30 days, for a month when we rescued her. Runs the house. I mean, she loves all the windows. She just prances. She's hilarious. Ivy got sick. We actually had to take her to the vet yesterday. She got something with her mouth. And they gave her an injection of, she's laying in the sun right now, on the floor. She loves it, but she's not herself. And it has nothing to do with the move. It's for whatever, who the heck knows. So she's doing 100% better today. They gave her an injection of antibiotic, which is exactly what she needed. That's where I'm at. I don't know. There's nothing else to say. That's our big announcement. That's why you haven't seen me. I am back. I will try and do, at least a video a week. Don't hold me to it, but I finally got the camera out, and I found at least a tripod. Let's see if Dad can find the ring light for me. But there isn't even a good place. I'm like burning up right now. It's so hot against this window. There's not even a good place. I was like, to show you, because everything's like, I'm just here. I'll spin you and show you just literally how, look, this is truly what it looks like. It's literally a construction zone. Looks really pretty right here. All right. They're driving me crazy with that sound. So I'm gonna go and we'll do another video on, kind of the process of how I went about selling and buying. If, I'm sure there are people out there that are doing it. Mainly find good agents. I had excellent agents on Texas side. Laura, freaking awesome. They were on top of everything. And Mel here in Texas, and Mel here in Connecticut, freaking phenomenal. And I had a loan agent, Morgan, all female by the way, rock the world. Whatever I needed, they were there for me. Emotional support, because there were times where I was like, and they're like, shh, and I'm like, okay, so I give big thanks to all of them. They were amazing. And what we had to go through, It was a lot. All right, well, that's it, guys. I miss you all, and we'll get back to regular content, but we're definitely gonna do a lot of vlogging with regards to Connecticut itself and the home renovations and stuff like that. And definitely gonna talk about my skincare too. Lord, yeah, I'm telling you, I have like this much, like it's what I packed, and I haven't even found and maybe that'll be the next video, what I took with me, like, because everything else was in boxes, right? So much, and I got rid of so much. So what did I keep? What was like my ride or dies? You guys are gonna know. I mean, it's like, but what did I take with me? What were the palettes I took with me and stuff like that? Maybe that'll be the next video. Anyways, it's good seeing you guys again. I know I don't really see you, but I do see you. I guess I will talk to you soon. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you enjoy that I'm back, give a thumbs up. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys. And hey, welcome to Connecticut.